What if the most valuable thing you own isn't your money? What is? It's your attention. And what if I told you somebody else already bought it?
You're now listening to the Student of Life podcast.
Hi, y'all. This week, the panel is only comprised of the hosts with the most. Yes, I'm talking about the great and illustrious Tim
And Ray.
and me. Yes, Johnny could not be here for this episode, but Johnny V, the one and only. Let me make sure I say his whole name. Johnny V, the one and only. But hey, we still have good company here. We have myself, we have Tim. Let's go ahead and get into this. This is actually a pretty important one because I kind of feel like we're a part of the problem as well too. And I'll explain why when we go in fuller detail on this. But hey, you know what? Actually, let me back up. Here we go. You, Tim. Normally it's you. Now it's me. I think you're starting to rub off on me a little bit. We're only on the setup. We're only on the setup. And today, what are we talking about, Tim? Go ahead.
Attention? Somebody's got
Attention.
mine?
Love it. Hey, somebody has your attention, somebody has my attention. They all have our attention, and we're vying for your attention as well, too. Hey, thank you to all the subscribers. Thank you to all the viewers, the listeners out there. Thank you very much for your support from day one. We definitely want to say thank you and giving us your attention, right? Right, Tim?
Yes.
They're giving us
Thank you
their
very
attention.
much.
But yes, we're going to be talking about some things. We're going to be talking about, the algorithms. We're going to be talking about social media. We're going to be talking about some rage baiting. We're going to be talking about some things. And Tim, are you on any social media platforms at all?
No, just a couple. And by
All
that,
right,
I
name some.
mean most of them. So there'd been a big gap of when I had no social media whatsoever. I'll take it back. MySpace, then encompassed with Facebook in the early 2000s when that came about. There was a period of time where I had none. However, as time has gone by recently, because people are constantly sending things via text messages, and then there were certain things where I wasn't able to view just because of you needing to have an account or that, type of program downloaded or accessible. So I said, what the heck? I'll go and do that. But yes, it has definitely stolen my attention more times than not. So it's that finite balance of the more you get acclimated and the more you get introduced to and become accustomed to the different social media platforms that are out there. It's really trying to find the balanced consumption level for it, which is a
Yeah,
struggle.
it's very much a struggle. Why is it a struggle? It's because it's a machine, right? You're going against the machine, and the machine is all about keeping that attention, that constant stimuli. You know, they need you to be a part of that ecosystem, right? They,
Yep.
they, they need you to be a part of that ecosystem. And when you go against that and you're trying to get a little bit of your own sanity, if you will, right? If you're trying to get a little bit more of your peace back, they pull you right back in with something. I don't know
Yes.
how many times I try to buy something off Facebook Marketplace and I can't even do it without an actual account. Pull me right back in, right? Just so that I can
Yep.
get that. I love it. I love it. But we're going to talk about that in like the full package. We're going to really break down this attention economy, that constant stimulation, the addiction to distraction, and how people feel mentally exhausted and not really understanding why they are mentally exhausted. There's a reason why you feel mentally exhausted. And yes, you're working day in and day out. But in between, on your breaks, when you have a little bit of downtime, you get that little itch. Let me just scroll a little bit, right? Let me get distracted from my work. What's going? Your mind is still continually going. Anyway, I'm jumping deep into it once again.
Mm-hmm. Hey, let me reel you back.
You know what? This is why we're made for each other. I have to reel you back in sometimes at the beginning at just the
It's
tip.
true.
Y- You're doing the same thing for me. One of our last episodes, we talked about relationships, right?
Yes, sir.
And this is a relationship. Let's not get it, misunderstood anyone. This is a great working relationship that we have here, great brotherhood and we complement each other. So thank you very much. We definitely complement each other. So I do want to say before we really get into some of the meat and the potatoes, we have some really exciting things that have developed with Student of Life Collective. So just to be clear, so everyone knows, the actual business is the Student of Life Collective. We are running a podcast and media company. So you can find us on all of the socials, Google us, Student Life Collective, Student Life Podcast Media, and you should find us. So when you sign up, when you sign up for the Inner Circle, we are now going to be introducing a very, very nice and exclusive thing, which is a challenge coin. And that challenge coin comes with some extra benefits, which will be disclosed further in the year. It's going to come with some benefits than just being a challenge coin. But we're going to get back to our roots. Being in the military, prior service, I wholeheartedly love the traditions. Some people call, some of the traditions hazing and stuff like that. But I'm sorry, it's tradition, right? Tradition is tradition. Our forefathers went through it, our forefathers, and I like to pay homage to the tradition of a challenge coin. So we'll definitely, like I said, be giving some more details in the further future. But I will say, go ahead and sign up with that inner circle. That way you can get all the details before anyone else even knows about it as well, too.
So, Trey, what
Yes.
can you tell those that may not be ultimately familiar with challenge coins, the both historical and just general relevance of them, and kind of how they fit into not just how you said the military life, but also a lot of other different aspects of just day to day folks that are out there.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to give one little nugget of it. I'm going to let you take it away with the rest of it. So, what I will say is, and this was probably my favorite part of the tradition in the Navy when it came down to challenge coins. If you're at a bar, and you have that challenge coin, right? And you have one that's lower, I believe, than someone else who has a challenge coin. The person who has the lower one has to buy a round. Am I correct? Tell me
Yeah,
if I'm
so
correct.
and I think there's two different thoughts on it. There's that, but there's also the fact that if you have a challenge coin on you and you present it and the other person does not have a challenge coin as well, that also transpires into their purchasing a round of drinks.
And there it is, right? And there it is. So like I said, that right there is my favorite part of the challenge coin. I was in the Navy, so it's in our, song, drink to the foam. Be smart. If you're gonna drink, be smart about it. But yes, that was probably one of my favorite parts of the challenge coin. And how it's presented to you, how it's given to you. It's done in a specific way. Some people don't know about the secret handshake, if you will, of getting a challenge coin presented to you. But it's always a good fun thing when you have these traditions. So you go ahead and you tell a little bit more about the challenge coins yourself, because I'm going to grab
Yes.
it and I'm going to on camera.
Okay. So
Actually, actually, hold on. Let's pause for a second. And now we're not paused, and I'll take care of that in post editing. So
So
go
yeah,
ahead.
like you were saying with the historical kind of relevance with challenge coins dating back to, military, it's also expanded into other fields as well, law enforcement, first responders, as well as I think there's a lot of other businesses, not just the defense industry, but there's other shops and you name it. A lot of people have taken the challenge coin from its original kind of conception, and now you can kind of find them across the board. I know I have ones from, my time in the military, my time as a first responder, but I also have them from different companies that I've gotten from the local areas and from traveling around other places as well too. So really, like you said, it is one of those things where generally it's presented at a, not just a ceremony, but just in a kind of a sign of, appreciation or gratitude. Oftentimes, a commander or a higher, enlisted person or whomever, they'll do that kind of, handover with the shaking of hands, and then they'll pass you the coin that way. You take it, salute if it's more of a military thing, but or just, continue the shaking if not. But yeah, it's definitely a huge thing now. So
And for me, and I know we've talked about this, Tim. Also for you, it seems like it is kind of like a thing that some people are just doing to do. And for me personally, it's not so much the trend that we're going with, right? We're
right,
not doing this for the trend. We're doing this because this is a part of our DNA itself. 250 years here in the United States, right? 250 years. The Navy was born around that same time. I want to say this year would make it the 251st year of the naval existence because the Continental Navy and everything like that, right? But still, 250 years, we've started student of life within this 250 year. Hence why I'm also wearing my illustrious cork hat, flag hat, and this is the challenge coin itself. So this has our new and improved logo on the front side. But the cool thing on the back side is it represents what we are. And I'm not sure if you can see it that well, but it is definitely the podcast, two guys sitting at the desk talking and sharing their thoughts. And you know what? It could be two girls sitting here talking with short hair. But once again, it really goes to our DNA when we're talking about an actual challenge coin, and it really showcases who we are, which are thinkers, which we're always trying to improve. So we are, talking and learning, growing together, and living together, sharing experiences and such. So if you, like I said, head over to Patreon, you'll sign up for the inner circle. You'll have access to our Discord, which you'll help be a part of the community, and we'll grow this thing together. After that first sign up with that, about a couple of weeks, we'll go ahead and send this on out. Within 2 weeks, we'll send out challenge coin to you because you are officially a part of this inner circle. Now, if you're, not wanting to be a part of the inner circle and everything like that, because I understand not everyone wants that big of a commitment, we still thank you for being here. And if you have any questions or if you have some insights, go ahead and drop those comments down there. And if you have some recommendations on topics for the future, still go ahead and throw it out there. We are a community first, and
absolutely.
we value your attention. And that's what this whole conversation is going to be about. And did you have anything that you want to throw in there in regards to the actual topic of the day?
So it's a tough one, and it's a tough one because it's not just the social media, it's also encompassing your daily life, attributes of work and family and friends, and just trying to evenly distribute your attention, because this also ties into previous topics that we've had before. So this will be a good one to dive into. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, yes. Now, one thing I will say, one of my final takeaways is that everyone and everything is definitely vying for your attention, even us, as I said, and at the end of the day, it's really up to you to decide what deserves your attention and then what doesn't. And if we're not a part of that, we understand as well. But if we do deserve your attention, thank you very much for being with us. Tim, did you have any final thoughts before we head on over?
Nope, continue that attention and follow us into the lengthy discussion that we're going to have, because it's going to be good.
Yeah. In the full episode, we'll be talking about how attention theft doesn't stop at social media. It affects relationships, politics, purpose, even identity. If you want to keep following the journey, go on over and subscribe on Patreon for the full package. And if the content here on Just the Tip was just enough, then feel free to hit those like and subscribe buttons. But let's continue to learn, grow, and live together. Until next time.